Welcome back, everybody, to the Daily Show where we discuss and do technical analysis for big mega cap stocks. So, show your support by hitting that thumbs up button, and that is greatly appreciated. And if you're new here, consider subscribing, and that means a lot to me. Now, if you want to get my daily trade ideas, my swing trade ideas, my analysis in 3 days of live trading, definitely check out the Patreon, and that link will be down below in the description. And now let's get right into it, guys. On Microsoft, it's up 0.37%, and now with a double beat on earnings, it's up over 4%. Now, if you look at my screen, we could be opening somewhere around 345. If we can open above 345, then watch out for the support down here. And Microsoft opens below 345, then watch out for the support down here, 339. To the upside, above 345, watch out for a move up to 351 to 352, and then 355. And who knows, with that double beat on earnings, we could see a fresh new all-time high in next few days on Microsoft, which is kind of crazy because, I mean, look at all these gaps we got down here from earnings. And I mean, yes, we got a pullback, but none of these gaps are getting filled, and now there is going to be a huge gap tomorrow right here on Microsoft. And here's my X account, and if you're on there, definitely give me a follow now. What's happening in the market? Cryptos are flying, right? Bitcoin to the moon, 35K. What happened today? Coinbase exploded, and guess what? We shorted Coinbase, and this thing paid some money today, guys. Almost going in the money, those puts, and almost getting up to 90, and then gave away pretty much all the gains. Now this is another one right here. This thing 40% today, a massive trade right here on this one. And now I think after hour this thing is down to $9. $10 puts going in the money, over the money. That was also a nice trade. Now I want to clear some things up. Some people are actually joining Patreon, but there is actually a section where you can join free, and that's not mine. That is, coming from Patreon itself. So they want to grow as a business. It's not my business. Patreon itself, they want to grow as a business. And if you see that, where it says you can join for free, there is actually no benefit joining that tier or whatever they're putting. I have no way to stop it. If you guys know how to stop it, please let me know in the comment section. And a lot of you guys are joining because unfortunately, I mean, I appreciate each and every one of you guys, not only the Patreon members, everyone that is watching my video, but this is actually a paid service. I do 3 days of live trading, and when I go live, I share those ideas with my Patreon group. Like this was live this morning also, and even yesterday, same thing. So if you're actually getting in, looking at those, free tier that is offered by Patreon itself to grow their Patreon, business, that's just not me, guys. So I'm sorry, but this is actually only a paid service, and this is the only tier I have right here. So if you really are interested, you need to go and join the VIP tier, and that's the only tier I have, and that is the one that's going to give you all the benefits. On Tesla, stock is up 2%, and Tesla going all the way up to 222 and finding resistance right here from this 5-day moving average right here, which is coming down close to 221 and getting rejected and producing a doji indecision candle here on this daily chart, also holding above this support 212 and holding daily 200-day moving average, and that is around 215. So Tesla looking good for now. We got a doji indecision candle here on Tesla. Tomorrow, watch 215, 214 to 212 right here. Tesla needs to hold, and if that gives up, that's not going to be good for the bulls. You're going to see a lot more selling back down to 200. Now Tesla can hold right here, 215, then watch out for a move back up to 220, and soon as Tesla breaks 5-day moving average right here, you're going to see a quick trip all the way up to this gap right here on top close to 242, and we could see that move here on Tesla anytime. It's getting really oversold. I mean, yes, this thing from yesterday 202 ran up to 222, so that is a $20 move on Tesla in just 2 days. And that is why, guys, if you're buying Tesla shares, or if you got some calls, 1 year out or maybe two, you need to have some patience. You cannot just flip things overnight, especially when you're buying a big name and you know that we do not have a bull trend, bad earnings, it's a falling knife. You gotta have patience. You cannot just get out quickly. And that's the best thing you can do in this market. Have some patience. If you don't have patience, you're not going to make money. You'll panic, you're going to sell for a loss, and then what? You're going to see Tesla trading at 300, and then, hey, oh my God, I had Tesla at 210 and I sold because I thought it's going under 200. And trust me when I say this, I heard that story so many times. People have sold their position for a loss, and then the stock went back up big time. I mean, for an example, look at Nvda. A lot of people sold close to 100, 150, 200, and now, even I sold. I sold all my AMD Nvidia shares. But if you look at Tesla here, that's the same case. Bad earnings, coming down, do not have a bull trend, broke below daily 200-day moving average, and now if you can hold, I think we will see at least 250 again and possibly even 300. But if you're just trying to flip it overnight, that's not going to happen, and I hope that makes sense to you guys. On Apple, stock is up 0.25%, so Apple actually holding right here, and daily 200-day moving average on Apple is right here around 170. So that is holding here on Apple so far, and looks like we do have earnings next week. And this thing again, I mean, getting under 173, but at the end, closing right here above 173. That is at least, I would say a little bit bullish in the short term. Apple can actually stay above 173. You can easily see a move up to 175.39 to 20-day moving average right here, this white line, and then 177. And that could be, a move we could see before earnings. Now, if this thing stays under 173, like we saw today, what happened? Almost down here, guys. I mean, 171.45, not too far off from 170. And this is going to be a key level here for the bulls on Apple. 170 needs to hold. Otherwise, it's going below daily 200-day moving average and also getting down to this gap, 167. On Nvidia, stock is up 1.60%, and look at what's happening on Nvidia. We saw a big dump off, and this trend line again holding right here. We saw a big bounce, now some follow through, and looks like the next resistance here on Nvidia to watch 442, 20 SMA on this daily chart, and above that we got this gap right here just under 450. On a pullback, you want to watch right here 433, and then down here 5 SMA on this daily chart, 424.64, 420, and then 409 all the way down here. And we could see that move here on Nvidia. If this thing can actually break above 442, then you're going to see a quick trip up here to close this gap just under 450. On Amazon, stock it's up 1.58%, and we talked about it last night in detail that Amazon needs to hold 126, and what do you know? Again, opening close to 128, coming down, and if you caught this dip, kudos to you. We talked about it last night. You made money as long as you have a stop, 15, 20%. Look at the move here on Amazon from 126.34 ran up to almost 130. So, that was a really good move here on Amazon, and now closing above 20 SMA on this daily chart, 128.34. So if that holds tomorrow and Amazon not coming down here to 126, it can hold 20 SMA 128.34. The next stop 130, and then watch out for a move all the way up to 133. and then the gap above 135.20. Amazon breaks below right here 128.34, then watch out for the support 126, and just below that now we have support 123.59 and then 118, and we also have earnings coming on Amazon. On Google, stock is up 1.61% on the day and trading above 140 and closing. And now with some bad earnings, a miss on earnings, this thing is down over 4%. So I think tomorrow Google will open below 135. And if that happens, watch out for the support down here close to 130 to 131. And then we also have some unfinished business down here, all these gaps. So keep an eye on that here on Google. To the upside, Google can open above 135, then watch out for a move possibly up to 137.48, which I don't think that's going to happen tomorrow with the earnings that we got from Google today. On Meta, it's down 0.5% and now down another 1%, and I think that is because of Snap. That thing crapped again. Now Meta here, guys, it was holding 312 and now it's below 312. So tomorrow Meta opens below 312. Watch out for the support 305, 303, and then 300. And tomorrow night we got earnings from Meta, so that's gonna be big. I think expected move here on Meta for earnings that is 7 to 8%. So this thing could be a big mover tomorrow. I mean, we could see a big dump off or a massive rally here on Meta. Now to the upside, tomorrow it needs to break 312, 316, 318, and only if that happens, which I don't think that's going to happen tomorrow, then watch out for a move all the way up to 326. I think there is going to be a lot of chop here on Meta tomorrow. And if you're trading tomorrow, I would say, stay away from the stock at least until the earnings, and then you can play. If the earnings are bad, you can play it to the downside. If it's good, you can play it to the upside. But this thing is a big mover tomorrow, so I would not go and trade Meta tomorrow, guys. On Netflix, is up 1.69%, and what I said last night, I think this thing can move even higher, and this is exactly what we got today, almost touching the next resistance right here for 18. So Netflix, I mean, this is not it. Any pullback, those are buying opportunity. And now, I mean, look at all these moving averages right here, guys. It's a positive slope, and that is a bull trend. I mean, especially look at the 5-day moving average right here. And soon, if there is a pullback down here, somehow we get it, 393, maybe 400, that's going to be a dip buy. It's not getting down here anytime soon, unless there is a bad catalyst waiting here on Netflix. Then we could see this gap getting filled, which I don't think that's the case right now. So tomorrow, you want to watch support down here, especially 406, and we actually gapped up today. So there will be a gap here around 407.54, and then we also have support at 406. To the upside, the next top and the resistance right here, 418, and soon as that breaks, you're going to see more upside possibly coming right up here at some point. Not tomorrow, not this week, but that can also happen here on Netflix. To the downside, 406 to 407, the gap and the support. This is going to be a strong level, and only if that gives up, watch out for 400 and then 394 right here, 5-day moving average on Netflix. On AMD, it's up and green on the day, and if you look at my screen, that was a nice dip buying opportunity. I mean, pretty much getting down to daily 200-day moving average right here. It's at 98 and getting down to, I think that was 99.50. So if you caught that dip, you definitely made money on AMD. And now, if you look at my screen, this thing needs to actually break, especially 105, if there is going to be more upside. And if this inverse head and shoulder will play out, then this thing needs to break 105. Otherwise, this thing can go down and possibly retest daily 200-day moving average right here. And soon as that gives up, there is going to be more pain here on AMD. So watch for the resistance at 105, and only if that breaks, you're going to see a quick trip all the way up to 110. 100 will be a strong support, and then watch out for 98 bucks, and that's a daily 200-day moving average right here on AMD. And that's all I have for you guys in this video. Thank you so much for watching.